In this tutorial, you will learn about basic keyframe animation, location, rotation, scale, axis, and camera view, which you use every time you use the Blender. I am in a default view of Blender version 2.8 and user perspective view. And I changed this user view to user orthographic view. At the top right hand corner, you can see which view you're facing in terms of axis X, Y, and Z. Now I'm changing the front view by pressing number 1 in the keypad. Starting this example with plane. So delete this cube and click Add, Mesh, and select Plane. You can hold your middle mouse button to look around the plane you just added. Now I am changing the plane thickness to 1 by going to the Modifier tab and select Solidify Modifier and change the thickness to 1. Now, going to the Material tab to change the color of the plane to red in the viewport display. Now changing the total length of the animation to 200. 24 frame is equivalent to 1 second animation. Make sure you select the plane by left mouse click and press N to bring the flyout menu, where you can see the existing location, rotation, and scale values of the object selected. And I make sure the frame I'm going to insert is in 1, where I'm about to record the plane's initial location and rotation by pressing I key and select location rotation. The state of the plane has been recorded in frame 1. Now change the frame to 50. And notice that the frame indicator moved to 50 and location and rotation values changed to green, indicating ready to accept values. Use the left mouse click to select the plane, then press G to grab and press X to lock the on X-axis and move the mouse to the left and left mouse click to drop it close to -10. Here you notice the X value is not -10, so change it manually to -10. Sorry, -10. And change the rotation to 360 on Z-axis and press Enter. Make sure the mouse pointer is in the viewport and press I and select location rotation to record this in frame 50. Now change the frame to 150. Then select the plane by left mouse click, G to grab, X to lock this on X-axis, and move to +10 to the right of the X-axis. And left mouse click to complete the move. If it is not 10, so manually change the value to 10 in the x-axis and z value to 0 in the rotation. Then press I and select location rotation to insert this in frame 150. I am using the middle mouse wheel to zoom out to have a better view. Then I change the frame to 200, select the plane, G to grab, X to lock this on x-axis, then move the mouse back to the center where the 3D cursor is. Then change the location value of X to 0 if it's not 0, and Z value in rotation to 360. Bring the mouse pointer out of the menu and press I and select location rotation to insert this keyframe. Animation completed for this plane, and let's play this animation before we go ahead and then add a sphere. Now select Shift A or click the Add menu, Mesh, and select UV Sphere. I'm going to stop this animation for now. Then select the sphere, G to grab, and Z to lock this on Z axis, and drop it to 7 by left mouse click. Adjust this value to 7 if it's not 7 in the Z value of location. Now click the Material tab, select New to add yellow color to this ball or sphere under Viewport Display. Now record this ball sphere's location and rotation and scale in frame 1 by pressing I and select Location Rotation Scale. I'm doing this with the intention that I need to change the scale size later in this video. Now I change the frame number to 15. Make sure the sphere is selected. This time I'm changing the values of x-axis directly here in this menu, as I found this is easier than the other. So select the sphere by click left mouse click and change the x location to -10 and z location to 1, so the sphere sits at the top of the plane. Now I record this in frame 50 by pressing I, then select Location Rotation Scale. Now I change the frame to 100. Make sure the sphere is selected, then select the bowl and X location to 0 and C location back to 7. Then I to insert this frame by pressing I and select location, rotation, scale. Now I change the frame to 150. Then select the ball by left mouse click and change the X location to 10 and Z location to 1. Then I insert the frame by pressing I and select location, rotation, scale. Now I change the frame to 200. Then select the sphere by left mouse click and change the X location value to 0 and Z location value back to 7. Then press I to insert this and select location, rotation, scale. Now I go ahead and play this animation. Now I pause this animation. The sphere or the ball is not get squished when bouncing off the plane. Let's adjust that. I press this button to jump between keyframes. Now I jump to keyframe 50. Make sure the sphere is selected and increase the frame to 54. And now press S to scale. Press Shift to Z to exclude the Z-axis and slightly move the mouse close to the center of the sphere to scale down. And click left mouse to complete. Then G to grab, Z to lock this on Z-axis. Then bring the mouse down until the ball slightly merges at the top of the plane. And click the left mouse to complete this command. Now press I and select location, rotation, scale to insert this in frame 54. Now I jump to frame 150 and repeat the same. Yep. Just G to grab and then bring it down. Insert the keyframe and then let's play the animation. Looking good. I change the view by pressing number 1 in my keypad. Now the color of this object will not be visible when you render this animation, as I have changed the color only in the viewport display. Now I click the render view And this is what you see. Now while the sphere is selected, change the surface color in the material property to emission and change the color to greenish yellow from white. Now the image in the render view is a bit distorted and scattered. We can correct this by selecting the Scene Property tab and select the Surface Scattering. I want this color to have a glow effect, so I tick the box Bloom and I set the strength to 5. Set the strength to 5 under the Color tab, Color field in the Material tab. Now I want to do the same to the plane. Change the surface color to emission and the color to red. And strength to 5. Now I want to save this file before doing any rendering by clicking the File menu and Save. And give any file name that you like and click Save button. Now I selected the camera view by pressing 0 in the numpad and lock the camera view by selecting the checkbox. What you see in the camera view is what you will get after you rendered this animation. Because I locked the camera view, now I am able to move and rotate the viewport while I am in the camera view. Now I play the animation from the camera view to have a better angle for this animation. I want to change the background color to dark gray by selecting the World tab and change the color to dark gray using the sliding bar. Now click Render from the top menu and then click Render Image to get a glimpse of final animation. I'm happy with this and change the output folder path to the path you like and give a file name and click Accept. Now I want the file format to AVI JPEG. And finally, click the Render Animation. It will take 10 to 15 minutes in my computer. So many more tutorials to come. Thank you very much for watching.